Hi everyone, I'm Sandy, and our channel is Sunder Sandra Myers, and we are a lifestyle channel. We're kind of revamping it. We used to be called, we were calling ourselves the Fashion Girls, which we did all kinds of subscription boxes and things, where we did a lot of reviews, and meaning we, myself, and my daughter Stacy. So we're kind of trying to take our channel in a true lifestyle, how can I say, a true lifestyle view of our life, and a life that everyone else can kind of pattern themselves by. So what I'm doing today is, the name of this video I'm doing today is, today it's very hard in life as far as budgeting your money. Everybody today needs a second job, their own side hustle, as they call it. You know, you don't have to go out and work for minimum wage, which here in Pennsylvania is $7.25 an hour. You know, and you can always do things that you can work around your own hours. So about 14 years ago, my husband passed away of pancreatic cancer. I was 49 years old. A year and a half later, Stacy became disabled, if any of you watch my channel. So now my job as a medical assistant, I now take care of her at home. So we needed something that she can also help me with, to keep her a little busy, and we needed something for extra income. We do like to do things and go on vacation, so this kind of business that I have, or crafts, you know, I can kind of do my own hours, do whatever shows I want to do, because that's mainly what I do, is craft shows. So if there's something, a hobby that you like to do, think about turning that into a small craft business. It doesn't have to be huge. I myself only do maybe 4 or 5 shows a year, if that. After you get to start your craft and you start your shows, you know what shows are good to go to, what shows are money makers, what shows aren't. So it took me a long time to figure that out. So my business, or my craft, is called Farm Country Soap, and I started out using a glycerin base and started making glycerin soap. But my little niche in the business was, I was making a detergent-free goat's milk soap, which is where I was getting my ingredients from. And I will list it down below, the company I've been dealing with for all these years. They are great they have high quality products, especially the fragrance oils. And I'll post it below. Also, I now mostly am trying to get away from the glycerin soap, because I kind of wanted to get into the cold process soap. And as I'm wrapping, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to wrap some soap. I'm not going to make the video too long. I'm just going to show you what kind of soap I make, how I do to prepare to take it, you know, to shows, and give you a few ideas, you know, along the way. So if you want to bear with me and see what I like to do, and how we make a couple dollars to go on our cruises, or to go to Disney, or whatever, your craft, whatever your craft is, again, is a great way to make a couple extra dollars. So if you just hang on with me till I position the camera, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So now you won't see my face in this video, because I want you to see exactly what I'm doing, and I'm using my camera. So I am in my craft room, and I'll give you a little view of that in later. So we spend a lot of time in the Lancaster area, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And I always wanted to learn how to make the old-fashioned cold process soap. And I had stopped to this little farm. Well, actually it's not little, it's a big farm. And the name of the business there is Fisher's Soaps. So actually she has a relative that has Garden Path soap in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And every time I stopped there, I was fascinated about all the different kinds of soaps that she had and how they were made. So when I stopped at Mary Fisher's home, we had talked, and she said, how many days are you staying for? And I said, I'm staying only a couple days. She said, are you doing anything Thursday? And I said, no, not exactly. What did you have in mind? And she said, well, I have to make some soap. And she said, I'm making goat's milk soap. And I'm like, oh wow. I said, that's great. And she said, would you like to come and watch me? And you know, very often Amish sometimes don't like to invite English into their homes. Some do, some don't. But a lot of the Amish these days are very good entrepreneurs, very well-made products, and they do like to share their crafts and their way of living. So I was so glad that I met her. So now, making this soap did not come overnight. It took me quite a few years. I was getting a little frustrated with getting the right recipe. She did give me a recipe using whole goat's milk soap, or whole goat's milk in the soap. And so I tweaked my recipe. I watched lots of YouTube videos, which is really great because you do a lot of learning on there. You do learning of making of your product and also marketing it. So the soap today that I made is, this one here is called Lavender Sage. And the Lavender Sage is a goat's milk soap, but I use goat milk powder. So there's tons of recipes out there. For me to give you my recipe, I'm not afraid to give you my recipe like other, people are. It's a very simple recipe. But, I can even list, one or two sites that make the soap, and then you can take it from there. It is really trial and error what you want to put into your soap. I can honestly tell you, in this bar of soap is your basic ingredients for soap making, which is olive oil, which is very good on your skin and helps lather, coconut oil, palm oil, castor oil, which is also great for lather, and a little bit of vitamin E. And basically that's it, along with I make a 42-ounce batch, which is it's a Crafter's Choice mold. So my recipe fills that. It makes 8 bars of soap, and they're about a good, I believe they're like an inch, a little bit over an inch is where I cut them. So it makes a nice sized bar of soap, and it's a tried and true recipe. And also, of course, you need distilled water, obviously, along with lye. Lye helps saponification, which means it helps combine your oils and water in order to make the soap. Okay, so you absolutely need lye to make this soap. And that's a whole other video that I could get into, but I'm not going to today on the different kinds of lye that you can use. Okay, so again, it took me a long time to perfect this recipe, and it does have to sit 4 to 6 weeks in order for it to dry out. Now this is sitting about 6 weeks now, so now I can wrap the soap. Okay, you need to get that water content out of that soap to get a milder bar for the pH of the lye to come down. When everybody hears lye, they go, oh, lye, you know, I don't want lye soap. Well, just about every bar of soap almost is made with lye. It has to be. I also use lard in some of my soaps, and I know lard is an animal fat. The Amish use a lot of lard in their soap, and lard is actually a very good moisturizer for your skin. So, you know, lard is not a bad thing unless you want to go truly vegan. Then, you know, there are other options out there of soaps, but lard also makes a good bar of soap. Okay, so as far as that goes, you know, that's just a little history on the way I make my soaps. So how I first go about wrapping soap, first I take my little potato peeler and I will just go along the edges. Like I said, now this soap is cured. I go just along the edges to get the rough edges off. Okay, and you know, it just bevels it really nice, just like that. And what did let me do this side, and I'll do this side. Okay, get them out of my little potato peeler here. And so what it does, it makes nice little rounded beveled edges on your soap, and it won't feel like it cuts. This is my signature topping, which is kind of done with a spoon. Okay, and this is lavender sage, and it smells wonderful. This, I have to say, is one of my best sellers right now. Okay, so I'll just do one more and then I'll show you how I wrap my soap. So again, we're just taking the little edges off, and then I'll show you. You'll say, what do I do with all these little shavings? Do I throw them away? No, I don't throw them away. I have a bucket here that I throw them in. You can always put them in little bags and sell the shavings. You can add all the different fragrances together. Let's see, did I get that side here? There we go. And I have some lavender buds on the top of the soap, as you can see. So there are all my little shavings from the 2 bars. So I'm going to sit my 2 bars here. And this is my bucket. This has a lot of the... Let me dump the shavings in here. Okay. So as you can tell, this bucket has a lot of different shavings, all different scents, so you can put them together in little bags and sell them as shreds. They're good to use at the sink. It's not quite full yet, so I'm just going to set it to a side. So I'll do the 2 bars, but as you can tell, and I keep everything to a very minimal process. You know, I don't buy, you see these are meat trays you can buy. You can keep them from your meats, rinse them off. You're not eating off them, you're not using them for soap. Okay, so anyway, you can use those. You can also buy them at the dollar store. Okay, So now, as far as wrapping, I buy the Great Value, and it is the Slide Cutter Premium Plastic Wrap, because you want to smell through this, okay? So I'm just going to take my wrap here and get it started. And probably took it a little too much. Again, if I haven't said it before, please excuse the noise in the background. It's very hot here in Pennsylvania. So you just put your bar down, and what I do here is I like to wrap it a little bit tighter. I put that piece over there like that. Sometimes I get a little too much, so I fold it. Now, everybody says some soap makers wrap their soap, some don't. I get this all the time from people, especially other soapers sometimes. Well, I don't wrap my soap because it has to get all the water out of it. I get that. And I understand what they're saying. However, since COVID, with everybody at the craft shows, now you want to pull this tight, everybody at the craft shows that like to pick up the soap and smell it, I would rather wrap my soap. Okay, let's just leave it at that. All right, now you can, sometimes I get a little bubble here, like where my little things are. Just press it out. And then you don't have to, but I get just a little piece of tape, stick it there, and there. It's wrapped pretty tight. You can see your bar of soap. You can still smell through there. Okay, and that's the first bar. And I'll do the same to the second. And then I will show you quick on my labels, which is a whole other video doing labels. Labels aren't hard to do. Let's turn this around this way. Labels are not hard to do. I just do them on my Avery. I did everything on my Avery computer to make my own label. There's lots of programs, whatever your program is on your computer that you like to use. A print shop, you know, Avery.com. There's lots of programs out there to make your own labels. And I just like using Avery to do mine. And again, we're just taking it and we're just folding it up like this, stretching it over tight like this. Take my tape, which doesn't cooperate these days. Put it over like that. And there is your perfect finished bar of soap. Now, today I'm wrapping Lavender Sage, and I'm wrapping Cherry Almond, which is one of my biggest sellers. And the Cherry Almond is made a little different. Cherry Almond is, I don't remember if I made this with goat's milk. I have to look on my list. I may have used, did I use anything in this one? No, I didn't. I didn't use anything. This is your pure mix. I didn't use goat's milk or buttermilk. I used goat's milk. I used buttermilk. I just made a batch with oat milk. So when I go on and wrap some more soap, I'll let you know of what kinds that I have. But I just wanted to do a quick video today to show you exactly what kind of business that I have. Okay, so I guess the gist of the video is that I will give you, I'm just trying to give you some tips on what to do with your craft. Okay, so as far as all of everything that I make, as far as the soaps, as the soaps go, I also make my own cucumber and green tea lotion. I make some lotions. You can always buy lotion bases and add fragrances in your own items to them, which you can add basically anything to a basic base. But this is one that I made from scratch. Okay, and all of these supplies I get most of them from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and I will post a link down below. The same thing with my Everything Balm. It's lavender and rosemary, which are two very good healing properties to have. The essential oils of lavender and rosemary are known for healing properties. Okay, so I make my own Everything Balm out of it, and I'll leave it at that because you can use it for basically everything on your body. Okay, so it's like a body balm. What I use it for, and I'm not making any claims, I can't, but what I use it for is I use it on my own body for scrapes, burns, cuts, that sort of thing, because I also use what you have in the area. I live in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, so we have some Amish here, and there's a lot of beekeepers around here, so I use local, I resource my honey. I get local honey from the area, and the person I get it from has the best kind of honey for in my products that I make. So just to give you an idea, I sell this for $5 a jar, and I sold like over 100 and some jars last year. So there is some money to be made. As you know, here are my tips. Whatever your hobby is or your craft, number one, check and see if it's just, you can start with a church show or a local craft show that doesn't require, you know, you have to make sure your area doesn't require permits, that sort of thing. Check the venue before you go. Ask them, do you need a retail sales tax number? Do you need insurance? Do you need, you know, any kind of permits from your town or city? And but most of the time they will list that on their paper. Do a small show. Do a farmer's market. Do something small like that. You just need like a folding table. Take some of your items. You don't need to take 50 million items with you. Take your items that you think will be best sellers. Take a few of each, or what you think would sell. As far as the second thing to look at online, look at Etsy on your craft, what you make, because whatever you make is probably on there, and you'll get an idea of what they charge, and then what you write down all of your supplies, you know, divide it up, work out a price, how much it makes how much it takes for you to make the item, and how much that you think you can get for it. Be very mindful of the area. My area, I can't get any more than $5 to $6 for a bar of my soap. There's some people out there charging $8, $10. You have to look at the area. We are not a big resort area. We're a college town for Bloomsburg University, but I've already got $5.50 a bar, you know, but again, you have to look at your area as far as that. But do a small show first to try it. Listen to all the input your customers are giving you when they buy the item. Ask what they liked about it, or if they tell you. I developed a following over 14 years. I have people that call me and say, hey, do you have this soap in stock? Do you have that soap? Or, you know, whatever. I have a Facebook page. I tell them where I'm going to be next. Or if I know where I'm going to be next, you know, whatever show I'm at, I just tell them. So that's a good way to start out. And basically, that's all I do. I do local craft shows. I do church shows, that sort of thing. I don't do real huge fairs, or don't stress yourself out. I have already gotten burnout already that I thought I almost gave it up. And I said that 2 years ago. But yet I still have people saying, please don't give it up because I love your soap. So do it because you love it. And you'll make extra money on the side. The money I've made from the soap basically is, you know, wasn't tons of money, but it was enough for a small vacation or towards, you know, what we wanted to do. So it wasn't a huge thing. So, you know, just check it out yourself. It's trial and error. Use a very simple setup, very small fare, even if it's just a church, you know, something with the church or something with your, you know, sometimes food pantries have little craft shows, or anything in your town. Like a farmer's market is a good way to start out and see how well your craft will do. Okay, so it's good because you can work your own hours, you can make your own items at your home, and your craft is a very good home business that you can regulate yourself. So that's about all I can say right now as far as the tips that I have really to start out. Don't invest a lot of money right away into things. Keep it simple. And then if you start to make money, then you can invest. That's what I did. And by the way, yes, I'm in my craft room. As you can tell, there's all my shelves back there with all of my soap items on. I have in the crates, I also do painting, so I have painting supplies there. And in my kitchen, I have a little table against the wall that I have my Cricut on, and I'm dabbling a little bit in that. So I do a little bit of everything. So, you know, I can do some more things to show you what I make in the future. But let me know how you like this video. If I helped you with the video, I very much appreciate it. Click the like button, and please click the subscribe button, because then as being a subscriber, you'll see when I will be on next. My goal is to try and do at least 1 to 2 videos a week. I might make more. I'm started making a couple shorts. I never tried that before, so I'm doing that. And Stacy will be with me from time to time, and we'll still be doing some other reviews on clothing and different items that we buy, because again, we're a lifestyle channel. And so what I'm trying to push is life is so short, and what I'm trying to say is do what you love while you can. And one of the videos I'll be doing, a lot of people don't know the history of how I started this business. Besides Stacy, you know, I'll go a little more into detail. I won't bore you with it, but this technically saved me and keep my sanity after my husband passed away. So there's lots of reasons. Please, if you watch this video, come on, tell me how you started your craft, and we'll go from there. So if you have any other questions that you'd like to ask me on products or where I get them or anything like that, please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So I'm Sandy, and the name of my business is Farm Country Soap, and the premise of this video, go for it. You never know. You just might start a business that's very profitable for you. So thanks again, and I will talk to you real soon.